Hey guys, I'm going to show you how I made my 69 Super Bee here. First we'll start off with I guess the front clip. With this type of car that I got, you had to glue it together, so I glued it together, all the bumpers and everything, and then there it was, all together. And it's in pretty good shape. Then first I took the hood off because I had to work up here in the engine department. I took some of the bumper off so this way I wouldn't, drummel it all up. Get it all, So then I started just hacking away because I knew it wasn't going to fit like that because the engine compartments stick way down. So I just started hacking away. I didn't even measure. And it came out pretty much perfect the first time. I guess it was just luck that I hacked away at it right. But I advise measuring how far you need to go deep in and stuff. So after I did that, I had a front clip, a different front clip for. I used this one. This is from a Corvette that I had, Generation 1. And I had this on my car, and I actually made a mistake of when I was cutting it. Because I wanted, and the wheels were actually too far frontwards. But luckily, I took my 2010 Mustang clip off, and I decided to put that in there. And it fit perfectly, so that was, I guess, just luck. But when you want to cut this whole, I did measure for this. You kind of see how I put marker on the front here, nice thick layer, so this way if I pressed it up against this piece of plastic, it'd make a mark, and that's where I exactly wanted it. And then I started cutting out there, and then once I got my shape of it, I kind of just keep cutting it to each side. If it was too far over one side a little, or if it didn't fit, I would cut to whatever side I think it was too much over, and it came out pretty perfect. So it's almost exactly in the middle. You need to get the car exactly in the middle, or else it does not look right. I did some fabricating with mine where it fits right. As you can see, it's kind of like right in the middle, and it came out pretty good. I wouldn't say it's exactly in the middle, but it's pretty much in the middle. So after doing that, I made sure nothing was hitting here where the back could come down all the way to this plastic part, and I'll get on with that in 2 seconds. So then after cutting out the front, I took off the back of the chassis, which you do that by unscrewing it up here. After doing that, that needs a little work. Something ain't right here. But then I measured a piece of plastic from here and how far I wanted the wheels back up to these first holes here, or you can do it to the back ones, whichever one. And I used this little card here. It's a remote control for you can write down what car you can program remote control cars into this controller, and it's like a universal controller. I don't use it anymore, but so I kind of just measured it with this. So I went from these screws all the way back to where the first holes are, and well, these are the last holes back here. And exactly where this line is where the back holes are. So all I had to do was I cut a piece of plastic that long. Then I drilled a couple holes where the first holes were after measuring and seeing where they are. Then I screwed it in there, and then I screwed in the front part, and it wasn't exactly right. So then I had to cut it a little more, do a couple different things, and then it came out right. Just make sure you make it wider than you need to be, because you don't want it too close together, or else your screws will not fit right. So if this takes you a little time, don't worry about it. It's just basically cutting plastic. It's really not that hard. I used actually, well, first I cut it with the Dremel, which I have right here. I cut it with my Dremel with a different bit on it. That's what I use to drill holes, that kind of bit. And then I cut it with these scissors. It was an easy piece of plastic to cut, but it's very durable, but it's flexible still too. So after doing that, and it was all right, I made sure it's right where I wanted it. I stuck it in there, and it was right in the place that I wanted. But then after that, I had a bend. The front motor was the motor was making it lean frontwards. So I stuck 2 pieces of plastic in here. First I did this side. I measured it on, it really doesn't matter how wide you need it on this side. It just can't be wider than here. It has to stay from there to the outside. You don't want it going outside really your line, because then the body's going to be pushed out some. So you really want to keep it inside these, inside here. So after doing that, I kind of measured and cut the piece of plastic. Then I was just drilling holes. I screwed it into the screw holes that were already there for the where this clip would go on already. So it's basically just an extender. That's all really this whole part is. And then I did the same thing for the back here. Then I did the exact same thing for the other side, but you cannot make this too big because there is no really plastic shelf over here like this. It has like this, see how thick this is right here? It goes all the way around to until the middle where the drive shaft goes. On the other side it doesn't do that. It's just a little thin one, so you have to make a thinner piece here. So I made this little thin piece here and drilled the holes and everything, just screwed it in the same way, and that was basically it. For this one right here, since I couldn't go from up, I had to go from down because it wouldn't hold this on from going up that way. I had nothing to hold on to, so I actually had to take the screws and go down through here, through these 2 pieces of plastic, and screw it in there, which is not that hard, and it's nice and sturdy. And then I made sure where I wanted it, and it wasn't that big of a deal if I had to cut another piece of plastic, because basically the same thing. And there it was. It fit perfectly. So then I gotta figure out how to mount the back. Now I had to make it level, because you don't want the back leaning in like it's up here. The wheels are up here, and the front wheels are down here somewhere. That would look weird. So I had to level it off to make sure the wheels are like exact same height for the wheel wells. Like this is let's say 3 millimeters down, and the back's 3 millimeters down, not 4, or the front's 2 and the back's 5, whatever. But so I just made sure they're the right height, and I actually got lucky that I found a domino. That's all that is, a domino. And I put it right there, and it made it the right height, amazingly. So then I just took some double-sided sticky tape. I stuck it under here. And then to keep the back from not moving around back here, to keep it dead in the center, I used double-sided sticky tape, and it sticks on there now. And you can rip it off, and it works. It works good. So that's just the way I did it. You could actually put a clip back here, but that means you have to drill holes, and you have a chance of going through the trunk back here or something. So I just did the domino kind of thing. And it works good. It sits right at the right height. The body doesn't move around when you're driving it. Yeah, that's really it. I just, this tip, if you have a bigger car like this one, see how it's so long, get used to driving the chassis around first. Don't put the body on it. It's really hard to drive with the body on. You end up knocking stuff off, like you saw in my last video how I knocked off the front bumper because it's so much bigger, and it's just, it won't stop it as fast, and it's not like you have all-wheel drive or anything. Yeah, that's really it. Oh yeah, and then I drilled the hole on the top. Just measure that too, to make sure where your antenna goes through. And yeah, that's basically it. And then I got my hood. I took the hood off because it keeps wanting to fall off. I haven't glued it in there yet. See? It's got the scoop and everything. Just so you know, if you want to buy the exact same body that I got, let me get the box here. I have stuff inside of the box, so hold on. Ah, come on. That was a mistake. There we go. Just dumped everything out. If you want to get the same one, that is what the box looks like. Made by whatever company. I don't even want to say it, and then it says Revenue Muscle, I think, or something. 1/24 scale. That's why you have to extend it. It's bigger. It's a 2-in-1 kit. I could have made it with a huge blower on top, like Like this one right here, this gray one, I could have made it different. Different wheels that it comes with if you were gonna model it. You could have got it like that with the, and there's a blower that goes on top of that, or you just leave it like it was in the picture on the front. I just kind of left it white. I'm gonna paint it someday. It's winter right now where I live, so, and it's snowing right now at this exact moment, and I can't really paint it, so I just glued it all together and made it my little project car for like 4 hours. So yep, that's basically it. That's how I made it, and bye.